Okay, today we're going to look at how to complete a multi-point door lock identification sheet for Eurocell. This is the document shown in the front of the Eurocell catalogue detail. However, to make things easier to follow, we're going to work with a full A4 size sheet, which is this item here. Okay, working with section 1 detail, this is the name and address, so this is completed. Then we move on to section 2, and this is where we look at the manufacturer's name or mark on the lock face itself. If we were to pick up a typical lock and look at the lock face, on this lock we've got the mark in GU on the face plate. Secondary, if we take another lock, okay, for instance this lock on this face plate, it has the mark in Malenko. You then write down whatever lock detail is in the top box. Okay, so either GU or Malenko. We then move on to the next box, how many lock points, and the first sort of image is hook bolts. What's an hook bolt? Okay, this is a typical hook bolt on a multi-point door lock, and this can either be in the centre of the gearbox or at either end. Okay, the next one is a deadbolt, and this is a typical deadbolt again. This can be in the centre of the gearbox or positioned top and bottom or in multiple places on the lock itself. The third is a pin bolt. Now it looks a little like a deadbolt, but it's a very small component, and that is a pin bolt. With the last two items being a roller cam, and again a roller cam is this little item here, and a mushroom cam is very similar to a roller cam. It does the same job, and that is this item here, albeit this is shown on a window of spag. It's a mushroom cam. Okay, moving on to the next section, we are going to be looking at lock case positions. That's the position of the outer cases to the centre gearbox, and some locks have 2 outer cases, some have 4. Now if there's 4, you'd work on the sheet with regards to position A, B, C and D and list them out. But on this particular lock we're working with today, there's 2 end cases, so basically we would work with C and D. In working to this detail, we take a tape measure, and because this lock in particular is a dual follower lock, we would work on the top follower, and first of all take the dimension from the centre of the follower to the centre of the gearbox. And on this particular lock it has been marked up with the datum. So to this lock here, the bottom centre case is 660 millimeters, and to the top of the centre case, which is C, is 635 millimeters. And as I say, if there were 4 gearboxes, you would then do the A and the B dimension again from the same datum. If it's not a dual follower lock, it's a single follower, then again you just use the one follower as the datum. Moving forward onto the next section, that's this section here, lock centre case detail. We have to decide whether it's a latch and deadbolt, a latch and hook, or a latch only. This particular item here is a latch and deadbolt, so we've got a latch and a deadbolt. Next we've got a latch and a hook, and a latch only would be purely just a soft latch detail in the middle. Then working down the sheet, we then put together the following dimensions: A, B, C and D. Dimension A, that's the distance of the back set, and the back set is taken from the front of the lock to the centre of the follower, and on this particular lock is 35 millimeters. We then look at the PZ, which again, as we just said, is taken from the top follower to the centre of the Euro cylinder prep, and that would be on this lock from there to the centre 92 millimeters, so that's a 92 millimeter PZ, with dimension C being the overall case height, and again if we measure that, that's 228 millimeters, with dimension D being the case depth. That's a dimension from the front of the faceplate to the rear of the lock case, which is 50 millimeters. So again, picking up the form, you can complete it: A, back set 35 mil, B, PZ 92 mil, C, case height, D, case depth. Thereafter, the next section, you have to list what type of square drive follower. The first square drive follower is the most common. It's called a Sindel solid, and this would be a Sindel solid. Okay, so it's just one follower and the cam itself is completely solid. With the secondary square drive being a split follower, and again it looks like the Sindel follower, but the cam itself, if you look down into the middle section, it's actually in two halves, and this is classed as a split follower. And the third center case would be what we call a two follower, so you've got a top and bottom follower, and again you would tick that into that box. So again, Sindel solid, Sindel split, two followers. Then the last section is lock faceplate type details, and it states width. Now a typical faceplate is 16 millimeters in width, but there can be 20 millimeters, there can be 44 millimeter faceplates, and other variations are special. So again, width, we fill in there what the width of the faceplate, colour if applicable, whether it's bright chrome, zinc yellow passivate or stainless steel. And then the next one is it flat? Now that is the actual faceplate itself, and this is a flat 16 millimeter faceplate with the bottom listed as U-rail, and again the one that's shown on the detail is a typical U-rail that would be fitted to a composite door. So again, complete that box. That form is then completed. It then needs scanning and sending back to ourselves for assessment. A copy of the identification sheet used in this video can be found in the front of the Eurocell Hardware catalogue, or downloaded from the Eurocell Hardware website at eurocell-hardware.co.uk.